What I'd like to talk about today is how we do the physical exam for the neurological uh, challenges and pathologies and that. So when we're doing an exam, the way we describe it is a living physical exam, where if you go to a regular neurologist, and this is not being negative on them or bagging on them, they do neurological tests, and it's going to tell them what the problem is, and then they're going to put a name on that problem. You have multiple systems atrophy, or you have Parkinson's, or you have MS, however it is. When I do my exam, I do some of the same tests, but I'm more interested in what's going wrong than what we call it. Now, I can put a name on it, and I will, but in it, when I do an exam procedure and it comes out not perfectly, I'm going to retest it and retest it. And I'm gonna do things to try to improve it. Like let's say it's a reflex, and we're hitting the knee, and we hit the knee, and it's really fast. It goes out there, or it's really fast, and we call it ratchets. It's cogwheel, the way we say. Okay, then I test the other side. Oh, look, it's quite a bit slower than the other one, significantly slower. So I want to see if I can help each side, because I want them balanced no matter what. And so in my mind, I'm thinking about, what do those things mean? If I hit the tendon, the quads tendon, and it goes out and ratchets, that's significant, because it says that the spinal cord is ramped up on that side. Because when I hit that tendon, it's one impulse in, I should get one impulse out. It goes out and comes back. But what it's doing is, one input is doing multiple outputs. That's what cogwheel rigidity is. And it means that spinal cord is running way too hot, which may mean that other things are going wrong above it too. It may have its own issue, or it may have an issue well above it, or even into the brain. And so each thing is going to tell me about the physiology of the area in the nervous system that I'm testing, but it also gives me something to start testing and looking at what we call outcome assessment. So let's say I do that, and we've got cogwheel rigidity, and I go over to the other side and start using the reflex hammer to hit the quadriceps muscles on that other side. And then I come over and I hit the tendon, and it's less, and it doesn't cogwheel. What I did was, by going to the other side, I used a principle called reciprocal inhibition. And by doing that, I told the spinal cord on the other side, on the left side, to tell the spinal cord on the right side to shut up, back off, relax, take a chill pill. And it worked. So I know, at least for the symptomology, I can knock that down at the level of the spinal cord. Then I can start looking at other areas, right? It's running too hot over here. I can start looking up the chain into the different areas of the brain that would be affecting or affected by that hot reflex, and start doing stuff. I can do stuff with the brain. I can do stuff with the basal ganglia. I can do stuff with the thalamus. I can do stuff with the cerebellum. I can do stuff in the brainstem, and retest and see what has the best impact. Because what has the best impact is the real problem currently. And so that's in that exam, expanding beyond what I find is where the real treasure lies in finding out. Plus, it tells what is the physiology that's going on inside the body. The understanding, as a functional neurologist, the best toolbox is the one where you have the greatest understanding of how that nervous system works, of what's connected to what creates those behaviors, and then being able to Sherlock Holmes it and figure out where that issue is and how it's breaking down, so that you can know how to affect it in a positive way and find the best effect, and that becomes the therapy. Now that's really fun, but it gets really exciting when you start putting some of these things together that are related. Let's say we have 4 different areas in a chain that are all all impacted, by this problem. And if I take each one of those, what we call neuronal pools, and start working with them, I'm gonna improve them. I'm gonna help them. If you don't use it, you lose it, but the opposite is true too. If you use it, you neuroplastic it, right? Which is the opposite. I'm going to make it stronger and healthy and more resilient and responsive to stress. So in doing that, then I start to create therapies for that individual that layer those therapies, creatively coming up with as many different ways to put those neuronal pools together, because I don't want to just improve the cells, the cell bodies, the neuronal pools. I want to improve the connections between them so that they go from dirt bike paths to 6-lane highways. So that as we're putting this stuff together, I get a more robust system, not just better pools of neurons, but that I get the connectivity and the behaviors that are created by it to improve significantly. And so that's where it really starts to get fun, because all of it is about thinking, but then once you get there, you start to get into heavy creativity. How many ways can I do this? Because I don't want it to become so redundant all the time. We're just doing the same thing over and over again. At some point, I want to start seeing, well, I could do it this way too, or I could do it this way, where the stimuli is coming in from a different angle or from a different pathway, and it's affecting it. So that's where it really starts to get fun. A lot of doctors would hate this, but it's what gives me the juice.